Battle of the Braiders. Battle of the Braiders. Is it me? No. All right. Yo, what's up? What's up? We appreciate everybody that's checking in with the G Spot podcast tonight. I kind of sound like Keith Sweat just then.
I know, right? You did. You definitely did.
What you say? Yeah. I appreciate
You
y'all
was
for coming
ready.
out
You
tonight,
was
man.
ready.
Yeah, I was ready, man. Get ready. You feel me?
Shit.
Facts. Ashe.
Hey,
Ashe.
first and foremost, man. First and foremost, we got boy Chris. You can hear us?
Yeah, man. What's up? What's up?
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
how y'all
What's up,
doing?
man?
We good.
Yeah,
How
how
We
you
doing all
doing,
right.
bro?
How you doing?
Man,
So
life is
first, we're
great
gonna
right now.
touch on. Yeah, we're gonna touch on uh the braids presented by Bantu Cola. Shout out to Bantu Cola, Pensacola. Bantu Cola, and it'll be hosted by JoJo's Beauty Supply. And this is gonna be Black Weekend, which is very important, man. We need to start putting our black dollars black in our black businesses.
Ashe.
Hey, so we got that event coming up. Yeah, we got that coming up, and it'll be on this year, 2020, at 2:15 p.m. at JoJo's Beauty Supply. But we got Chris here. He's gonna really let y'all know what's going on.
For sure.
By Bantu Cola.
Yeah, man. So the big thing we've
Bantu
got.
Cola, and it'll be hosted by.
Go
This is
ahead.
gonna be Black Business Weekend. Very important, man. We putting our black dollars. Like I think it just was a delay in that. Hold on. So we got that event coming up. Yeah, we got the event coming up, and it'll be on February 5th this year, 2020, at 2:15 p.m. at JoJo's Beauty Supply. But we got Chris here, and he's gonna really let y'all know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all can hear
All
me
right, see
good now?
if you we can hear you good.
Yeah, dope, man.
Hold on,
Dope.
wait.
So go ahead.
No, I think it's. I don't know what it is. It's like a delay in it for some reason like that. So it's really you got it in here, but for some.
Bet. I flow. So Black Business Weekend is going to be
Okay.
this weekend, February 4th and 5th. We start on 12 o'clock noon tomorrow. And the big thing that's happening is we are going to do a grand opening kind of weekend to the event. We're really excited about that. So come on out. We're actually inviting you out. If you're at work, come on out on your lunch break. We're going to feed you. The first 50 people come out and spend that $20. We got a meal for you. Tickets on me. The tickets on me. That's going to be catered by Soul Food to Go. So they're going to be actually catering that for us and actually taking care of our first 50 guests. So we can get you in, we can celebrate, and then get you lunch and get you on back to work. Now they're going to set you up with some good food. So I'm just saying, if you go back to work and you full and you pass out underneath your desk, that's not on me. That's on you. But we're gonna make sure you square it away. You're gonna be squared away going back to work. Now, on the rest of the day, Friday, we got to focus on the founders talk. So we're going to be talking to a lot of founders, business founders, and just having some fun. So we got some board games. We got this giant checkerboard. It's like a 5-foot checkerboard out there. And we got some table Jenga. We got some other games happening on Friday night. We're going to be talking to some product founders. So we're going to be talking to Monica from Magenta Roots Scalp Care System, aka Magenta Sky Salon. We're going to be talking to the founders of African Afro, which is another local product line. We're going to be talking to Santia from Creative Styles and her product line. So we're going to be talking about their journey and the things that they did to get there and just really showcase people that Black people can produce amazing products for us and actually sell that at a Black owned beauty supply store. Right. And so now we got Black on Black on Black. That's the kind of Black on Black we want. Right. We don't want to deal with that other stuff, that street stuff. That can go away. We on this Black on Black economic stuff. So we Black on Black, right? I call it 6 degrees of blackness. I'm trying to get a Black consumer to spend money at a Black retailer who buys from a Black product vendor who distributes to a Black distributor, right? Who manufactures at a Black warehouse, right? I'm trying to get there, right? Let me not digress. Let me not digress.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Then Saturday, right? Saturday is going to be our big community day. And so what's happening on Saturday is a focus around what we call the community. So we got JoJo as the center, and we're going to bring in a ton of vendors who we're going to help showcase these other small Black businesses that are in the area that you may or may not know about. So bring your 20, but then also bring the little extra because there's some other vendors that's going to be there to kind of showcase some things that you may not have seen. So it's going to be a really exciting time. In fact, the poster you had up, that Braider battle, that's what's going to be dope because that's going to be happening at 12 noon. And in fact, before 12 noon, we got some doorbusters for you actually. So just like during the holidays, you're getting them doorbusters right after Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, right? We got some doorbusters for you. So Crystal's setting that up and she'll be ready to announce that on Saturday morning. But then at noon, we're going to start that Braider battle, right? And we've got some awesome braiders lined up. What's up? Oh, I thought he said something. So we got that Braider battle lined up. We got a DJ. We got DJ Hill's going to be in the house. She's going to be bringing the ones and twos, keeping it live. We got Q La La, who's going to be in the house, emceeing the whole thing, keeping them on track, keeping us laughing, making it funny, making it roll. And we're gonna have some fun. And then after that battle, because I mean that battle, that's a cash prize award. We talking some ducats. We talking about a couple ducats, a cash prize award. So we want to see art on art, right? Just like we got Black on Black, we're gonna do art on art. And then we want the Divine Nine to come out. This is the time to come out and stroll. We're gonna be focused on actually getting it crunk while we got the DJ there. So if you are a part of a frat or a sorority, wear your gear, come out, and we're going to celebrate you. We got some time set aside to stroll right after the Braider battle, right? Maybe even during the Braider battle. Y'all might actually be strolling then because ain't no telling what DJ Hill going to play because she going to be lighting it up on the ones and twos.
Oh, yeah, she lit. She lit. I like her.
For sure. Then after the Braider battle, after the stroll, we've got a poet set coming in that afternoon. We got some poets who are coming in. Shout out to Spillatry, who hooked us up with some of the baddest, dopest poets on the Gulf Coast. That's going to be lighting us up right after the Braider battle that afternoon. Let's see what else we got going. There's a lot of stuff happening that weekend. In fact, we're going to be opening up with some poetry, doing a ribbon cutting with Patriot X. So it's going to be some awesome things happening over that weekend. So I'm really excited.
You sound excited.
Look, I got to be. I'm ready for it.
Hey, as you should.
The big thing to ask is to getting 1,000 people to come out. If our community comes out and helps build this, because remember, JoJo's is the only Black-owned beauty supply retailer.
I'm always looking for an opportunity. Right, man. You know, I was just explaining earlier, which is a topic we probably could touch on for a little bit right after this. The importance of I don't know if y'all saw the situation, Bath and Body Works, the post Bath and Body Works, and it was a Black woman that and said that y'all was gonna complain about something, but people don't understand how deep this really is. Certain companies will play off your back, making money off of us
all day long.
So it's very that we do. That's how we strengthen each other, man. And they say well, when Black people, one comment she made is when Black people are doing the same thing but in Black-owned business. No, the thing what we're doing is we're closing that gap in our community. That's totally different. Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it.
And when you think about it, when people
Gee.
talk about what Black people do, when we talk out loud, so one of the disadvantages I think we have as a community is we only speak in the colonial language of English for the most part, right? So when we talk about stuff, everyone else peering in our conversation. But when you think about every other minority group in this nation, right? When you think about it, when Asian minority groups get together, they talk in native tongue, whether you're Vietnamese, whether you speak in Tagalog, right? If you're Filipino, whether you're Chinese or Japanese, you're speaking in native language. When you're around your ethnic group, you speak in your native language. The Hispanics do the same thing, right? Those who are part in the Latin family, right? Those who are part in the Asian family, those who are part of the Greek family, right? Well, Greeks, and more so, they talk English, but no one tells them to stop setting up Asian food stores. No one tells them that, right? No one tells the Greeks here locally to stop having the Greek fest downtown. Stop that. Don't nobody say that. So why you talking to us about us building up our own community? Like literally, we've been the ones who've been torn down. Every time we try and do something, we get torn down. But no one tells the other minority groups to stop doing what they're doing. Right. And I'm not hating on them, right? You go practice capitalism, you go do what you do. And that's why we're circling our wagons and we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
Facts, facts.
Gosh, hey man, we love it. We love it. So is there any social media site? If anybody got any questions, they can hit you up on.
Yeah, for sure, man. The best place to go right now is bantucola.com. That's bantucola.com/BBW. That'll take you right to the event page. And you can always hit Bantu Cola up at on all the socials. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, we on the professional network. Right, we're all over the place, right? Instagram, on the IG. So hit us up, Bantu Cola. You'll see information. But if you go to the website, you'll see the information about the event and you can link up with us there.
All right, man. All right. But I really appreciate you for informing us tonight on what's going on this weekend, man. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a pretty good outcome. It's gonna be at this location again.
Yeah, so the location is JoJo's Beauty Supply. That's going to be the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center on 9 Mile Road. So if you're familiar with where Ollie's is, right? So there's only one Ollie's in town. Or if you're familiar with where Tokyo Japanese Steakhouse, everyone go get some hibachi, right? Up on 9 Mile and Kim Strand. Right there, 9 Mile and Kim Strand, we're going to be in the courtyard. We got the whole courtyard to ourselves, and we're going to celebrate and enjoy it.
Sounds like a plan.
I appreciate. Well, we appreciate you for coming in with us tonight, man. I hope you have a really, really good night. Anything else you need out there? Any information we got coming up?
Now, the next event coming up is going to actually be the State of Black Northwest Florida. We're going to be doing that around Juneteenth. So back in the day, if y'all familiar, y'all look old heads enough. I got a little more gray than I see around y'all. The young lady looks really young, so I ain't gonna mess with her. But the guys, y'all still got a full head of black. But back in the day, they used to do this concept called the State of Black America. And one of the things we need to do in Northwest Florida is focus on what's happening here. We always get looked over because it's such a Republican stronghold. And I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I care about my community. And when election time comes around, everyone assumes we're going to vote Democrat, right? In this area, black people at least. But really, I want to vote for the person who's going to better my community. So it's important for us to know what's happening. So we're going to start producing what's called a State of Black Northwest Florida. And the goal behind that is really to focus on what are the disparities in our neighborhood and how do we improve them. So we want to understand if the graduation rate for black kids is 80% and everyone else is 96%. I don't care what party you're a part of. I want to know how you're going to close that gap. And if you can't tell me how you're going to close that gap, I ain't voting for you. I don't care what party you're part of. Show me how you're going to close that gap. And when we're informed, we have the opportunity to then actually vote for people who are going to better our community. And if you ain't about doing that based on the facts, then going away, right? We take that somewhere else. So the State of Black Northwest Florida around Juneteenth, be looking out for that.
We'll definitely be looking out for it. And that's you made a good statement right there, man. I'm a firm believer that all black what they say, all black folk
all
ain't
skin folk ain't kin folk.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, they part of a tribe. They part of a long lost tribe. They part of a long lost tribe. They over there in that tribe. We over here in this tribe about the business. And the more of us that's over here about this business and focusing on that, the better off our community is going to be from Pensacola to Panama City. Let's get that. Let's get about that.
Hey.
Most definitely. So definitely keep listening.
This
What
is
up? What up?
cute. This cute. I had to come on. I was trying to hide because my hair ain't did. I need somebody to braid my hair. Can I just show up and get my hair braided while I host? Can we do that?
Hey, you might. I don't know if I'll check with one of the braiders to make sure they got the model straight. But if not, you'll be it.
Okay, I need hair number 613 and 27 mixed together. That's all I need.
613 and 27. You say
Yes, sir.
455 and 22.
Yep, I can do 12 inches. I can't do them 22 inches. I can't do all the inches.
No, we so glad. We so glad.
I'm sorry, Dent. That's all I wanted to say. But thank you all for asking me to host this event. I cannot wait. I am excited. And you mentioned food, so I'm really excited. It's going down. But I
It's
hope to see
going
everybody
down.
out Saturday. Thank you, Dent, for letting us crash. I'm done.
No, thank you all for coming in and informing us that about this event, man. Because today was my first time really hearing about it, so it's really good that we putting it out there, and it'll give us something more to do this weekend.
For sure. Let's do it.
All right, then, man. You have a good night.
All right, do the same thing.
Yeah, good night.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
And thank you again, Lala.
I wish I was in Pensacola to go, you know.
Yeah, she said she was in Pensacola, so she can go.
You the one ran up out of here. That
What?
OER wind blow you up that way.
No.
All right, so tonight, man, I appreciate it.
She blows me all
Yeah,
types
we
of
got tonight, man. I want to introduce who my guest is, my special guest. This is their first time on the G Spot podcast. We got my girl, my sister Shay, away in Atlanta, Georgia, right now, man. Man, look, y'all need to follow. I tagged her in the post when I posted it, man. I know a lot of y'all want to get y'all bodies together. Summertime right around the corner now. She's the go-to person. I'm telling you that now, man. She do it virtually, all of that. So ain't no excuse.
Ain't no excuse.
Workout and wine.
Workout and wine.
Workout and wine.
What?
Hey,
Oh,
and then we
workout
got
and
people-
wine. You're right. So, ladies, y'all want to
And
get
then
in
we
shape? I'm here.
It's time to get in shape, man. It's time to get in shape, especially with
Right
everything
around
going.
Health is definitely wealth.
Yes, health is well.
That it is.
You see this? You know this 190 right here though.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
190.
190 look good on it.
Boy, you live talking about 190.
Yeah, then we got my bro Isoto. Most of y'all probably know him as George Long, but we got my bro Isoto in the building tonight. Come and share some of his knowledge. One thing that I wanted to point out that he said, like I said, it was so funny that Yahweh made a post yesterday about not going back and forth with people yesterday. It was something I needed to see because it was like people was coming with some ignorant BS all day on social media. And sometimes I'm really good now, especially at refraining myself from responding to certain things. But then sometimes it's just like when it's repetitive, it's just like, bro, like it makes you feel like you're obligated to say something, and not in an argumentative form, but in an informative way.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, it was a sister I had. She reposted the thing with Bath and Body Works posting the making the little African themed candles and fragrant oils and whatever they had going on. And she was saying that, well, if they didn't do nothing, y'all was gonna complain about it. But one thing, it was really nothing for us to complain about necessarily. But at the same time, I see why people did complain. And she was like, well, they're donating this amount of money to some organization, so it's not like all the money is going to them. You know, these people write it off, tax write-offs. They're going to get that money back. Like, y'all look like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I try to educate because I feel like that's the thing to do. Mm-hmm. And when we know better, we have to teach people better too, because when you let people roll around in filth, then that blood is on your hands now because you allowed it.
You can't necessarily get mad if you had to teach first. Now, if you teach, you know, and they don't understand, that's one thing. Now, if you teach and they understand, and they still doing that same thing, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Because we can flood the world with information. That don't mean they're gonna take it in and they're gonna handle it how we handle it and do the things that we do. You know, that's that bringing the horse to the water thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right, man. And then and that goes into tonight's topic. Generational curses, man. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a minute. I'm still doing a lot of research from different cultures and how they feel about this topic. One thing that my boy Ejo, shout out to Ejo, man. I got some stuff coming up with Ejo.
Wolf.
Yeah, shout out to Wolf. Ejo told me, it's like, man, we got to stop calling it generational curses. Just say low vibrational energy that people continue to allow into our generations.
I see.
And that's a better way to put it instead of a curse. Because curse do sound kind of hard.
Because curse is the opposite.
Hard, but
you know
it's
what I'm saying?
the situation is kind of tough.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, man, and it's something that so many people that look like us, it's so many people that look like us that we suffer from it, and you see it now with the way how, man, we are the biggest consumers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous how much money. And then when people get on social media, they will actually get on social media and clown other people for not having real Gucci or real this. Like, bro, what?
What is that? Like,
Yeah,
that doesn't even make or break anything. Like, but that's the
exactly.
ignorance.
Yes. So when I was growing up, my dad used to always like say stuff, and I used to be like, man, this man kind of harsh. But the older you get, man, and the older I get, I realize I'm more like my dad. And sometimes you have to be hard in certain situations because people just don't want to get it sometimes. And I know with my family, man, it's a lot of things that I started to realize, and I was like, man, I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do. I want to get wrapped up into it. And then when I got into the culture, I was like, okay, well, now I feel like it's my duty to find out where it come from and how we gonna fix it. And finding out where it comes from is hard as hell. Okay. Like,
it's a whole line. Okay.
It's a whole line because a lot of the older people don't like to talk about it.
Definitely don't like
just like a sister, and I'm still call her sister regardless if we don't see eye to eye on certain situations. She said, people who talk about ancestors, y'all worship ancestors. And the thing is, there's a difference between acknowledging the ancestor and worshiping the ancestor. Okay. And she was like, y'all worship ancestors. Those people are dead. It's no point. I'm like
you got it.
I can't believe
it. I don't like to argue with people because it's a miseducation on what actually be going on. You know what I'm saying? Your ancestors are your strength. You know what I'm saying? Well, we pray to God. We believe in God. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't believe in ancestors, you don't believe in yourself because we are reincarnated people.
Yes.
You know, we recycled in this world. You know, it's a natural thing that we go through. We live and we die, and if we don't reach our highest potential and our purpose in life, then we get the chance to do it again.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't remember. Some people actually remember, but most people don't never remember what they did in their past life.
Yeah.
But imagine remembering what you did in your past life and putting it into your new life and elevating.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And the thing is, a lot of people believe in deja vu, but don't necessarily know where deja vu come from. Any type of, no matter your background, somebody's gonna say something about deja vu. I seen this before. I did this before. And like I tell you, the thing is not that you've done it before, because look at the technology and how technology is advanced. The thing is, think about where you might have been to foresee this before coming over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we get into generational curse, man. I got a lot of good feedback about this topic. It's something, like I said, a lot of Black people we suffer from and we're trying to heal from. And I know for a lot of when you look up generational curses, like we was talking about earlier, it always kind of refrains you to religion. And when it comes to the gospel.
Yeah.
And according to the Gospel Coalition, they believe that generational curses is a cumulative effect on a person of things that their ancestors did, believed, or practiced in the past, and consequences of an ancestor's actions, beliefs, and sins being passed down. Now, me personally, after reading certain things that I've read, I didn't know that even a person's faith, but now it makes sense would also cause a generational curse.
Yeah, because you could be praying to something that your ancestors didn't pray to, and it be holding your family back from actually receiving the proper lessons because you're not carrying what your ancestors were doing.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people fail to understand is generational curses actually starts with your DNA.
Yes.
You know, when you growing up, when you a baby, let me just go from here. When you a baby and your mom, she doing all the things in the world, and she feeding you this, she feeding you that. But it starts with your dad. It's like osmosis. If your dad is just a man that beats women, drinks a lot, has a lot of bad habits, and it can also be your dad a great man. He don't beat women. He has no bad habits. You're gonna adopt to that at birth. You're gonna come out with those things already structured in your DNA.
Right.
So the the breaking of generational curses starts before you even get here.
Yes.
It starts like, so for you to be able to do it for your family, you had to start it when my baby was born. And I'm just getting hip to this, I'm just finding my path, and like I should have been already on the path of peace, elevating and getting and learning more about my culture, because
Right.
that would have been instilled in my daughter before she even got here. The exchange of when we was doing,
Yeah.
it would have been good. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? We would have been creating this peaceful baby.
Yeah.
People wonder why they baby get out with anger issues, different things like that. All this playing
They giving it to them, transferring.
You know what I'm saying?
They inherit it.
You inherit to this stuff, man.
Yeah.
So that's the beginning of breaking curses. But then when you grown and you realize that you really been BSing, and you really suffering from things that your parents suffer from, it's up to you to delete that out of your family line.
Yes.
You got to do that. It may be the hardest thing for you to do. No telling what it is. It may be something you never noticed. It may be something that had to be brought into you. It may not even be in the physical. It may be in the spiritual. But the one thing about it is a curse, and it needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to delete it.
Yeah.
You got to delete your bad habits to become a greater person, so that your children can be greater people.
True.
Because you are their first teachers. So
Right.
if you're teaching them these curses that you learn, you ain't breaking nothing. It's just continuing on a pattern.
Right.
And that pattern is a curse. People don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I was just when I was on my sister when we was on Shay's show, I kind of brought that up about what is it, post-traumatic slave syndrome, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of us, we suffer from different things that happen to our people all the way back in slavery, and like you said, it becomes a part of your DNA.
Yeah.
So once you doing something certain type, and then that's too why a lot of people can't break out of it, because when it's normal to you now, you can't expect it.
It's like fear.
It's like fear.
If your father was a scary man, you're gonna be a scary man.
Right.
It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it's up for you to recognize, oh, my father dealt with the same thing. How can I fix it? That's when you spend your time and you spend your path into exploring who you are.
Yeah.
If you can go back 7 generations, you can remember which one of your ancestors you were. You can pinpoint which one of your ancestors were.
Right.
Me and Il was talking about this week, because I was just so crazy that I'm reading this. I'm like, man, 7 generations. Then I go to think about my mom, my dad, his mom. And I'm like, man, I'll never get back there.
Right.
I'll never get back there.
Yeah.
Yo,
But it's
I need to put y'all on this website that I literally went back far with my family, and it's free. Okay, y'all, it's free, and I'm gonna let y'all know what it is afterwards or whatever. But listen, you probably can go back that far, like seriously.
Definitely let me know.
Because imagine knowing your past self and being able to break your bad habits, or the things that hinder your family from the blessings they were supposed to receive.
Yeah.
You'll be unstoppable.
Well, see, we have to y'all know, like I say this every time, we always talk about accountability on this show. We have to take accountability that a lot of our ancestors did some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And it was repetitive, and it makes you want to know what happened, but then also it makes you what I'm dealing with now is there are people who are still living that knew certain things, and it makes sense to me now. Okay, that's why you like that.
Yeah.
That's why. And then it's like, I can't blame you, because nobody never put you on the path to recovery. So all you had to do was just sweeping under the rug. And we already know, shit, you keep sweeping stuff under the rug, all it's gonna do is just build a pile, and eventually you're gonna trip over that pile.
Facts,
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's hard, man. It's very hard. It's very hard trying to, like you said, going back 7 generations, man. I was only able to go back to my I found my great grandmother's and grandfather's marriage certificate online. They got married in like 1867, right? And I was happy as hell. Now, one thing I wasn't too happy about, but I'm dealing with that. I'm praying on that now.
You was white. You got white in your family. You can't be mad at that though.
The
mother gene creates all colors.
All colors. But
so now if your ass, I don't know we supposed to be cussing this. Now if your ass don't if you don't get to where you're supposed to be in this life, you gonna come back a white man. Yeah, it's a possibility. So that's hard.
And the way that you do
that's hard on this side of the bayou.
You gotta stay. It's like, okay, so we go back and we make a list of these curses. The thing is not how it happened, but how we're gonna fix it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we focus on the how, that's gonna take time away from what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, just a year ago, bro, I was making generational curses. You know what I'm saying? Still growing and being on my path as a man, I was making generational curses. You know, my music that I'm listening to, my flowing of my lifestyle, bro. Now I'm thinking about it because I'm 30 and I'm looking at my daughter because she always with me. I'm like, man, when she's 30, I want her to be like on point in life. I want her to know the spiritual and the physical because she already smart. So she gonna grow anyway.
Right.
So I'm looking like, man, what am I doing wrong as a father that can hinder their future? And I gotta nip it in the bud, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta nip it in the bud for my family lineage because we forget that we play a big part in our future because this seed sowing other seeds. We like it's like bro, we just branching out. We just branching out. So if I start right here with this seed and I sow knowledge, power, spirituality, wealth, you know what I'm saying? To them, they're gonna be powerful people in this world.
Yes.
That's my way of breaking a family, generational curses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do y'all feel like? Why do y'all feel that why do you feel like generational curses are so? Why do you think they last as long as they do? Do you think that it's
because we lazy?
No, it gets that way because we make excuses for why a person is the way they are, and they pass those traits down to whoever, all the everybody who's around and stuff. So it's like we don't take accountable. We don't make them accountable for the actions that they that they portray or whatever. So that's I feel like
we make it okay.
We make it okay.
We so used to being in this world and moving how we want to be. It's hard work to tell people and to be what you actually supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's hard
how
work
supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like it's real deal hard work because we've been that way all our life. So it's like one day you wake up like, man, I'm really not on it like I think I am.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, what you supposed to do? You get up off your ass, stop being lazy. Because if you want it bad enough, you gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's like them new J's. Nigga want new J's. I still he ain't got no money. Gonna go get that money though.
Yeah. And it's funny that it's funny that y'all said it. It's because one thing about me, I hold the people in my family accountable because they gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah.
I don't care if you elder or not. Like you ain't gonna be able to handle me any kind of way now as an adult.
Yeah.
One thing, like you said, we always give people excuses, and even the elders in our family would say, "Oh, well, my dad." You would say, "Oh, well, my dad taught me like this," and they said, "Well, that's your dad."
Look how you turned out.
Like, why are we exactly?
Do I supposed to excuse this? That's my daddy. Do I supposed to not caring about how I feel and what it's doing for me mentally to go through a situation? Because that's another thing I had to realize through elevation is that you have to cut family off. And I'm very family oriented, dog. Yeah. Like I love my family. That's all you see me hang around with is cousins and stuff like that. So I love my family. I take it personal anytime I go through any issue with my family. And honestly, I take it personal anytime I go through anything with anybody because I approach people with a genuine way. Yeah. And
exactly.
even if I don't know you,
invested.
Yeah, I'm invested, and I always have good intentions because I want to reap that. I now understand that what I do, because when you know, you're gonna be held accountable for it.
Yeah, you're gonna be held
accountable. So I know that anything I do from here on out, this is going to affect the generations after me. You know,
it ain't no longer about you.
It ain't no longer about you, and that's why even now, when you look at people in the streets, and I understand when people have to get in the streets, but for you to be okay with killing your brother. It will be okay with killing your brother to your left or your right. And a lot of times they be okay with killing their brother, but somebody of a different race can come and spit in their face and they won't do nothing.
And they won't do nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Where's that energy?
That energy is no this. It's like, where did it go?
Yes. And people praise. Now we live in a generation where people praise certain type of behaviors. And so when you praise that type of behavior, that increase, especially when you got young kids that feel like they have to, man.
Yeah, you know, a lot of I don't know what made me say this, but a lot of things we do these days plays into like an indirect oppression.
Yeah.
Like even some generational curses we have, indirect oppression is played into. A black man probably be like, man, I just killed him because he owed me money, this and that. But he don't know the structure of racism had you in that situation where you didn't have money and you felt like you had to kill your brother for what's his.
Exactly.
It's a lot of, but when we wake up and realize that we really being indirectly puppeted, then we'll realize a lot, and we'll be able to break a lot more curses and deal with a lot more situations.
Yes, and we got to stop, feeding our community. Like, it's cool, we all get it wrapped up into watching reality TV shows, but why do our reality TV shows always show us going against each other and fighting and arguing?
Always fighting and arguing.
Money. Y'all got money. I'm not even at that status, but I'm not going to sit up and argue with nobody all day. I am big on understanding. I'm the type of person where I like to look at, even if you wrong me, I'm going to try to put myself in your shoes to see what made you think that it was okay to do that.
Yeah, I hate being the type of person because when I chose to be a part of the culture and study what we studying, I chose to walk a path of good character. So it's like when people try me, be like, man, you really don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you slide because it had to be something wrong with you for you to do what you did. Everybody be on that same mental.
They don't, man. Because sometimes what I had to learn within the last couple of years, don't take everything so personal because most times it's not you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's them.
The 4 Agreements, guys. Read that book, The 4 Agreements.
The 4 Agreements. I'm about to look into that. Yeah, I'm about to look into that because, man, so let me ask you this: do you feel like, Shay? Do you feel like your family has a generational curse?
Oh yeah, definitely. But
do you know where it comes from?
Huh?
Do you know where it comes from, or?
So I don't really know exactly where it comes from, actually, because the images of my grandparents and their mom was a little different from probably what my mom and my dad experienced. So I haven't really gotten to like, where did it actually stream from? And like me and my mom had a conversation where she was like, my grandma, she's real nice or whatever, very nice. I ain't never heard her raise her voice or anything or whatever, right? But my mom was like, she wasn't always like that. Like my mom said, she moved out at 17. So it's like, okay, that's probably why you are the way that you are as well. But me and my mom go head to head all the time, me and my brother also, because, they like to say, well, that's just how that person is. That's just how no, it shouldn't be. We need to correct that. Like if
you gotta stop letting things slide.
Huh?
I say we have to stop letting things slide because
exactly.
If we let people continue in their bad habits, then that's not us loving them appropriately. People you love, you don't let them do things that hurt themselves either. You say what don't beat them over the head with it. Just say, so when it come back down to it, I told you, you ain't gotta say I told you. People hate that. But you gotta, be like, man, I tried to warn you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I warn you about this because that's not how we're supposed to be. We are here to be one with nature.
Yes.
And be good people. Like we can't be making excuses for other people doing bad things.
Exactly. I'm not being a bad person, no.
Yeah.
We gotta stop doing that.
Because I said I can't stand when people say, "Oh, that's just how that person is." Not, like I said, I'm the same way. I hate that too because it makes it right.
What that is on that
hear that
sunshine?
so much in our community, though. Like we hear that so much.
Yeah, we do that a lot, man. We make excuses a lot, but we got to learn how to check each other. And I do it now. And when I first started doing it, my people didn't know how to take that. Even now, they'll try to like they'll speak, but when I leave, they'll be like, "Oh no, you don't fool with him, don't fool." No, that's because I put you in your place. And one of the curses that my family, or one side of the family has, my family, they rather go head to head with each other than people on the streets. Yeah. And you ain't finna do that with me, auntie. I don't care who you is. Like you ain't finna handle me no any kind of way because I'm gonna respect you. You gonna respect me. Yeah. I'm 30 years old now. Yeah. I don't care how much you like. My grandma used to always say, I never forget. My grandma got slick with me one time.
Your granny got slick with you?
Yeah, and she got mad because I wouldn't buy her cigarettes, right? Yeah. I'm against smoking cigarettes. And so I said, that's your habit. So you support your own habit. Yeah. So she was like, well, I just want to let you know, you ain't gonna never be growner than me. Now I'm finna smoke my cigarette on that. And I'm just like, okay, shit, I still ain't gonna buy no cigarettes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man. Bro, that's your grandma though, man.
You doing it? Yeah. See?
You making excuses for you.
See, but you know what? It's in our DNA.
Yeah, it is.
It's in our DNA.
So basically, we admitting that it's in our DNA.
Yeah,
it's in our DNA to make excuses.
But you know what that comes from too, man? That's a spiritual thing because Black people, we have always been so accepting. That is why we ended up. Yeah.
You going too far.
Hey, but that's another thing, man. We've been so accepting for so long until even when it comes to we would accept different things from different communities before we accept in our own and deal with our own issues. I remember when people said when all this stuff was happening with the kids in Mexico going missing. And everybody was doing all this shit. And I was like, I'm not sharing shit about that. Yeah. Do you know how many kids, Black kids we got missing? And ain't nobody said nothing about our kids. Ain't nobody said nothing about how our kids now. Shout out to Y'all Tuesday and Egg Dixon when she made the post showing how the lack of resource, man, y'all will be surprised at schools that are predominantly Black, how they lack resources. Yeah, how these kids come to school with the same clothes on for weeks at a time. That's what the hell we need to be talking about. Yeah. Ain't nobody else rallying up to come to the defense of Black people. Like Black people should be coming to the defense of fucking Black people. Yeah. That's another.
Listen, I ain't gonna say I shared the post, but I did sympathize though. Like I ain't sure no post. I'm like,
I get it because that's who we.
So like
that's who we are.
We gotta,
it's children.
But we gotta stop being apologetic people.
Yes. That's what got us here.
Like I love Malcolm X, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's go to my house is Malcolm X everywhere. And I love him because he's strict on what he believed in, bro. We had to love ourselves first as a people, or we gonna keep getting beat up.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we don't love it. We don't love
keep beat up or oppressed. We still gonna be up under that thumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A little white girl go missing, everybody sharing it.
Yeah.
Our communities got to be better, bro. It's like, and people probably gonna be mad, but how you gonna be mad at a race for loving themselves? White people love themselves. Chinese people love themselves. Yeah. Mexicans, they love themselves. Yes. Everybody love themselves. You can't be mad at a race for celebrating and loving themselves. And we the only race that's been oppressed for so many years. How we've been oppressed. No other race have dealt with this. Yeah, they was killing Indians and indigenous people. They Black too, but they was doing all that.
Well, the early ones are Black.
Yeah, the early ones.
We got $5 Indians now.
Yeah. I'm dead.
This man.
I'm dead.
Yeah, but man, you right. Like you right 100% on that, dog. It's time for us to start. We have neglected our own communities, and that keeps the generational curses going too, because then that keeps a mental strain on the people in our communities. Man, we have become survivalists now, You know what I'm saying? And that's and a lot of people are raised on survival and they forget about love. And it's a totally different thing when a person is raised on love and survival.
You know,
totally
you
different.
ever, y'all ever heard of Dr. Frances Cress Wesley? That's she was a teacher at Harvard. I think it was Harvard. And she came out with the ISIS paper, the color pages.
Okay.
And she broke down the structure of racism. Like she was like, when you put all these black people in one community and give them lack of resources, and you create crabs in a bucket. You know what I'm saying? And you know what crabs do? They'll work all day trying to get out their pot and climbing on each other. They don't care who get out their pot. You know what I'm saying? But that crab in the bucket effect should be different for us black people. Okay, when one black man working, he need to take his claw and pull another black man, or that man need to take the claw and pull another black man. But we don't live like that.
We don't.
He wanna be richer than him. She wanna be richer than her. When it's enough for us to spread around, man, it's always gonna be working. It's always gonna be bosses, but everybody happy if we do it in our community, bro. You can't go to a white bank. You know, you can't go to no white bank and get a loan when you turn 18. You know what I'm saying? Your credit ain't
unless your parent did start putting you as an authorized user and building your credit. You can at 18, because now you learn that now. Like but if you grow older, you learn what the white people did to get their children credit to where it's at 18, that they're able to go.
That's where we got our advantage at. Our parents guarantee you a lot of our parents know that.
No, of course not. I didn't know that.
So that's a way to break a curse right there.
Yeah, a lot of us are financially illiterate.
Yeah,
a lot of us are now getting to the point, and I don't say that to be in a derogatory way. Don't nobody think I'm trying to call them slow. It's just the truth. We financially, and so a lot of us are playing catch up. A lot of us, when we was in our late teens, early 20s, we were just doing stuff just because we didn't know, we had no discipline when it comes to finances. And then even now, the older generation to be like, "Oh, you need to do better. You need to do that." Well, what you should have did better was taught me how to do this.
But they didn't know. But they didn't know, and they wasn't taught. So
that's why we condemn ourselves so much, dog. I was just talking about this whole thing with kicking children out at the age of 18.
Oh yeah,
with knowledge of nothing.
That's ludicrous now that we think about it, because we was rushing to get out of the house at 18. You know, we was like, oh, we gonna be grown, we do whatever we want, right? Because that's what I also parents like, you know, when you get out of 18, you got to get on out of here or whatever. But
that's because that's what we were trained to do.
Right.
Yeah. And then once we got in that situation, we understand that at 18, we don't know nothing. We calling our parents for everything. And at the financial, when I was at the financial finance aid department or whatever, I'm calling my mom trying to figure out how to do a loan. She didn't know because she didn't go to college, you know? So it was like, you know, now that we know, it's like, it's up to us to pass those things down to our children, and, you know, more than our children, but to, you know, tell everyone, like actually let people know like what it is that you're supposed to do when you go to college, the things that you have to experience or whatever. So I think, you know, we are now in that generation where we can teach the younger people like what actually makes sense.
See, that's why I love the Panthers 10-point complex system. It was like, you know, they was feeding homeless. I mean, they was helping single mothers. First off, that's the biggest. They created the food stamp system, and the WIC, child welfare. But they had schools for Black children, teaching them about stuff that they needed to know. We go to school, we really don't learn shit.
We don't
learn shit.
I've learned more on social media than I did in school.
Like school to me, it taught me how to socialize.
Yes.
You know, it taught me how to deal with people. That's it. That's what I can say. Most of my learning came from my mother.
Yes.
And my father was around, but I learned stuff from him through my DNA. Yes. It was already instilled in me. My grandmother and my family. I have a great family. You know, I'm blessed with a mom that she learned something. She put me on game. Yeah. I'm blessed enough to be able to learn and put her on game, and she take it in. We feed off each other. That's I don't really struggle with that part of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but like I was saying about the Panthers, we had to create classes and teach our kids.
Yes.
We ain't nobody else gonna do. Nobody else gonna do it.
They trying to take away. They're trying to take away
what
Florida
governor
Black
trying to
history in
pass
school.
for Black history not to be
the
taught
critical
in
race theory thing they got going on
because
now.
he don't want little white kids knowing what their parents was doing.
But the thing is, and it's crazy about not knowing what we know now, growing up in school, that we were taught by people, because most of us, like most of my teachers were older white women. And we were taught by people who didn't even like us. And this is repetitive. We see now, they say shit getting better, but we see now that, have y'all seen in the news how 13 plus HBCUs got bomb threats this month?
Yeah.
Like, and these, I'm pretty sure it's caught. We see it all the time on Snapchat, on the news. These college students, these high school students are making racist remarks, prejudiced remarks on social media. So it's repetitive. Racism will always be here. It's going to always be here, dog. And it's going to always be here because as Black individuals, we push it to the side.
So if you know fire burns, why you fucking with it? Like real shit. Like if you know fire burns, we should be working on, while we elevating ourselves spiritually, elevating ourselves in the physical. That start with farming, having your own land, sovereign, because nothing in America will ever be yours. It's already established. This is a business.
It's already established.
So you got to go off and start your own business. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to restart to gain freedom.
Yes.
And people don't want to do that.
They don't.
It's people like being oppressed.
Oh yeah,
people love being
people got real comfortable, man. And you know, like I was saying about like the schools, you even see it now. A parent will get school will be out for one day, and everybody get on social media. Damn, these kids gonna be dumb. It's not up to the school to teach your kids. It's up to you to teach your child.
You are your child's first teacher.
You're your child's first teacher, man. And people get, and at the same time, in a way, I can get it. Because I try to look at both sides, because you have to look at parents who are in middle class, low income families. They going to work. They feel like I'm a supplier. That's all I know how to do, because I don't have much of an education myself. So it becomes a repeating cycle over and over again. It's a laziness. We got a lot of laziness in our communities. We do. And we get a little scared, especially when you talk about faith, when you talk about religion, when you talk about change. People get scared. They don't know how to take it and then they feel like, and one thing I had to learn as an adult, just because my family did it, my grandparents did it, and now they forced me to do it at a young age, doesn't mean it was right.
It doesn't mean it was No, exactly.
Because look at them, man. I'm gonna be real. Most Christian people that we know, they are, and I'm not saying anybody poor or nothing, but they only elevate to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? And they get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because then they feel like, oh, well, as long as my little family good, I'm good.
That's because the laws of their religion dictate what they can have and what they can't. Too much of anything is a sin, they say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the thing I love about being spiritual, I'm able to be myself, bro. I can kick it how I want to kick it. I know as long as I'm being a great person out here, I ain't, there's no holes for me, bro.
Yeah.
The world is, the sky is the limit. The sky is no longer the limit anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we really got to stop being lazy.
Stop being lazy, man.
That's it. That's
it
very
for
important. Us. Because like, I used to work a 9 to 5 and I get off and my kids would be there. And like, I'm tired, but my tiredness is not an excuse for me not to parent.
Yeah.
You always got to. And if you don't know something, it's everything out there that you can type it and get the knowledge.
Yeah.
It's too easy, bro. It's too easy. Like my mom taught me how to be she helped me become a man. She couldn't teach me how to be a man.
Yeah.
I had to teach myself how to be a man. And even when I thought I was a man, my nigga, I wasn't no man yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really wasn't no man until I was 28, and I'm out here making conscious decisions that not only that help me, my family, and the people who surround me that I love. That's it. That's like, and unfortunately, if there was a class when I was like 18, that probably would have saved me some years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It take us. It's gonna take us as men. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of men like me, bro. I meet brothers at the E-Lay every day, talk about this same thing. It's gonna take us as men to get these brothers and sisters together and
It
teach
do,
them.
man. It
Teach
takes
them.
us. And one thing about Black people, we have to learn how. One thing I admire about different ethnicities, no matter what you do, they're gonna accept you for who you is. They're gonna talk their stuff. You can go shoot up a school, but that's okay, Connor. We're gonna have your back.
And they're gonna have their back.
Mental illness, but when one of our kids go and steal out of a corner store, we go cuss them out and condemn them. We joke about them on social media instead of asking, what made you do that? What kind of help do you need? Even when the shit with R. Kelly came out, everybody put R. Kelly on the cross. One thing I hate is when somebody tells somebody else they deserve death.
Yeah.
You do not have that you do not have that to condemn nobody to death. None of us have that. You can have an opinion all you want to, but that does not mean that you have to speak that, because we all know what words do.
Because no matter the religion or your faith, we're not put on the earth to judge anyone.
Right.
We'll put on,
and that's a
we
lot
on
of judging that goes on.
It's love.
And love.
It's
love is the
love.
biggest. If you love somebody, you'll teach them.
Yes. If you love somebody, you definitely you're gonna teach them. And the thing is, with teaching, man, you have to. It's a way that you teach.
Yeah.
And like I was talking to the sister yesterday, teach out of anger. My one thing when I was in church, Pastor Johnson used to always say, "You talk to me with love." Yeah. When you talk to people with love, people receive it way better.
What you say?
You know what I'm saying?
That's arguing with your girl. She hollering, but you coming back with that cool tone.
Yeah.
You bringing her down to this level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of rising to that level, you gotta match them levels in that masculine and that femininity, man.
Yeah.
Because if you overly masculine and you hollering, nobody learning nothing.
Nobody learning nothing.
I'm not learning nothing from you, bro. Like,
yeah,
you making me mad. You making me you trying to teach me how you make me mad. You don't shove stuff down people's throats. This generation is not taking nothing, none of that.
Yes.
If you walk and you teach, they'll learn. It's an interactive thing.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
But now that's how they learn. They watching. Okay, that's why they doing that. You got to be hands on with these. Yeah. Ain't no just. Oh yeah, I'm finna teach. Oh yeah, I'm finna. You do this, then the people not learning like that no more, bro.
Right, that's true. And I know one thing that me and when Sis had me on her show that we had talked about was this whole thing, which I think is another generational curse when it comes to men. And I won't even say it's a generational curse when it comes to men and commitment. I know me personally, when I was growing up, when I was in my early teens, you know one thing about Black people, you can do a million things right, but that one thing you do wrong, it's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. And there's still a lot of things that people say, you know, saying about me, oh, Gent was a hoe and Gent this, but I was in my early 20s. I was doing things men was doing in their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? I was learning. Ooh. And I never seen a positive representation of what a real love, a real relationship, a real marriage was. The only real marriage that I ever saw was my great aunt and uncle. They were high school sweethearts, and they like in their early 70s now. That was the only time. But when it came to home, I never saw it. I never saw my mom, my dad. My dad's so much alike. My dad was never a relationship type of person. You know what I'm saying? He got married one time, and I think got married. He's like, oh, that's it for me. And
that's how she wrote.
How many people can say they know what love is?
Exactly. And that's why everybody's definition of love is different.
It's only one definition of love, bro.
Yeah. Well, there's only one
definition. People just
but everybody else will interpret it differently. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
That's our problem.
Yeah. But we never seen it.
People have seen it. Yeah. Man, I was dating this one girl, man. I was dating this one girl, man, and I couldn't understand why she was always angry, like trying to handle me angry. And I'm like, man. And then one day she finally told me, this is how I know the love. Argue, fuss, fight. I'm like, is you crazy? Like, cause that's not love. Love is an unconditional feeling that comes with no holds. It's if I love you, you get loyalty, you get integrity, you get all that comfort. That's a love. Love is an energetic feeling that takes you to a different level. We got to stop mistaking what love is, because love ain't you around here looking stupid. The other people talking about, you know.
Yeah, and like she said, how to say it, people at their own time. Some have to go through things to know why others just grasp it from jump. And that's true. That's true. When you experience it for yourself, then you'll know it. Or if you know somebody to your left or right. One thing I always say, man, anything that I've ever been through with somebody that turned out to be negative situation, I don't know more.
But imagine if God just made you already.
Yeah.
You weren't respected.
You weren't respected. You were neglected regardless. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I had to know I had to hold myself accountable for allowing myself into situations I already knew what was going to go on.
Exactly.
And I already knew, like, okay, well, you know, this is going to make you mad. Why deal with somebody that's going to make you mad? You know what I'm saying?
Accountability. Because that's what you choose. That's what you chose. Like, yeah. And I think I have a habit of like loving.
I want us to do better. Yeah, we got to do better as a community. We got to own up to a lot of stuff. We got to stop. And let me touch on this real quick. One thing that I have, and I feel like it's a generational curse, what puts the curse on the family, is this whole incest thing that a lot of these older people in the family, they hide. And I'm gonna say that, and I touched on that for
like cousins.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You found out such and such was a lot of the older men was doing a lot of stuff in the family. That's why I never tell my nephews. My nephews, I got one nephew, he gonna tell every goddamn thing. I hope he get a job at WEAR when he get older. But he tell everything, but I never tell my nephew stop telling, because that is what hid the pedophiles in the family. That's what hid the abuse in the family. When you tell a child stop telling all the time, that decreases their trust in you. So I want you to tell me everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody, if somebody ever touch you and make you feel, because man, let me tell you, when you expose a child to anything sexual, you done woke up a beast. Sexual energy is strong as a motherfucker.
What you said.
Okay. And I think that, and then now, because all the kids got phones. All the kids got
social media. You can just open your phone and you're gonna see everything, man.
Listen,
the stuff that my niece has been exposed to, I'm just ashamed. But that ain't nothing they got from me or they seen from me. But social media is right there.
Yeah.
But see, as a parent, I had to tell everybody, like, you got to update your parenting as life goes on.
Yes.
Just because it worked when we were young, it doesn't mean it's gonna work now.
Exactly.
You got to always make change. Change is inevitable. Excuse me.
Yes.
And you gotta adapt to it.
You got to,
because you don't have no choice. Because you sitting up here whooping little JJ ass because he watching porn instead of getting to the damn root of the problem.
That'd be my thing. Had a conversation.
Really the availability of it though, because like
had a conversation.
Kids are curious. It's like it's really the availability.
Kids is not your friends. One.
Oh,
you know you.
Say that again.
We know that.
Say that one more time. Say that. I just want you to say that one more time.
Your kids is not your friend. You're their mentor. You're their teacher. You are their go-to. You know, you're their guide in life. You know what I'm saying? You want them doing all the things right. Not everything gonna be right because it's a lesson in everything, but you want to guide them as best as you can.
Of course,
man. That's a common thing I see a lot now. I just seen a post earlier that my sister reposted it, and it was saying I don't give a damn, but my sister reposted and it was these people got a party bus for their kids, and they had like non-alcoholic shots, you know, like stuff. And my sister,
I saw that.
Everything is
training them to fucking
like I didn't even like later in life.
And then once you expose them to something, and they go out and say they get a DUI and die from drunk driving because you expose them, that blood is not on your hands.
Yeah, you can't.
Like it's non-alcoholic, but you know you can do this when you get a little older. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying, and they do it, man.
That's like waiting until you're 18 to curse.
Yeah. Man, no, you know, kids start out early. I didn't get comfortable drinking in front of my mom until I was like 26, 27.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even now, it's certain things I'm just not gonna do. Now, cursing, that's one thing none of my people play. We don't do that cussing. But
I be having that cussing out the window, period.
Oh, that cussing out the window. Now they might get on my Facebook and they be laughing on Facebook, but if I do it in their face, that's a whole nother situation. You know what I'm saying?
No cussing around, no grandma, no mama, no auntie, no aunt. Listen, I'm grown, but ain't no cussing.
Yeah,
still get that ass whoop.
Yeah, definitely. But my grandma used to always tell her, "I'll be able to put my stick on you and flow boat you." Like, we know what the fuck they were talking about, but I was like, "All right, buddy." But man, we do. We gotta hold accountability. And like Miss Eula said, they hid that your mother's brother is really your brother.
Oh,
and sometimes your mother's brother was really your father.
Yeah.
And they hid that. And that's another thing that causes incest, generational curse, and that causes mental issues. and we see it
because it's like together.
Yeah.
That you make them, you got one mad dog and you breeding it with the son, which is a mad dog, and then you making little children, so they think this child is their brother.
Yeah.
In the actuality, this is man. You watch Power.
I don't, man. I ain't got into Power yet, man.
No, I haven't got.
Dude found out he was 23. They had been telling the boy it was his cousin. They was his cousin. So the mama been raising him like she was the auntie and hiding his age. He thought he was 18. He playing college ball and everything. Turned out he 23 and he their brother from my she had slept with some other dude before the during the marriage. I don't know how it went.
Yeah.
But he just found out he was 23, bro. Like that would fuck with me as a person.
You know, I had a grandparent like that. She thought she was one age, and right before she passed away, she found out she was like 3 or 4 years older than what she was. And I was like, the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the thing we got to do, man.
Because they ain't got that good documentation for back in the day, you know.
Yeah. And a lot of them dropped out of school at like 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Think about it, man. Ain't no documentations of each and every slave name. Some of them ships went down in the middle of the ocean. Some of them slaves jumped into the ocean and didn't make it over here. So
and a lot of stuff was burned.
And then you got to think about it. When we did start to develop, they put us back in. Yeah. It's like, so with us knowing all this, we got to get to the basis of that. What are we gonna do about it? What are the steps that we're gonna take to break these things, break these habits? Like it starts with ourselves and our families, and then we spread it to the community.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's unfortunately all our leaders, they make them look away in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? The news is a motherfucker for a black man trying to change the world, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, Huey Newton. You see what they did to all these people. So a lot of people like us, they don't never make it to the forefront because he this and that. That's bullshit. If this man trying to change a way and make a way for his people, you need to shut the fuck up. Cause what is you doing,
man?
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause what is you doing? I don't want to hear nothing from no man that ain't trying make way just even for his children. You know what I'm saying? That's the manipulation of racism, bro.
Yes,
it make it hard to fix our problems because once that wheel start turning, they're gonna have a hard time with us. They're not gonna. We are not people that's supposed to be controlled,
and we are not the minorities. I hate the word minority. Man, I honestly hate the word minority. I hate the word minority. To me, it sounds so low. But we are not the minority. They want us to feel that way. That's why too. Let me tell you how they do it with numbers. And just like Sherelle said, Sherelle just taught me something with that, man. She said, what she said, is it up on there? Oh, I ain't know I could do this. Boy, I'm learning some shit. But she said date of birth was purchase. Date of birth was based on purchase dates too. So that's new to me too. So no telling how
when they was born.
Yeah, you never know how old. And then too, that even comes with family, man, because so many families were split up, man. We have families all across the world due to slavery. Everywhere due to slavery, man. And I know it's something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. A lot of people do not want to come to grips. To me, when I learned about the truth about slavery, it made me more humble. It made me more appreciative. I mean, I love black people. I can go anywhere where black people at, and I'm gonna have a good time because I love to see black people have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not beefing with man.
I'm not beefing with no man.
I'm cool. Like I'm in a good
I be
spot.
too
Like,
chill.
I love black people. So but when
I'm pro-black,
you know what I love about the Elay though, bro? You'll see somebody in the club. You might have seen them a year ago. You ain't spoke to him, but when they walk through the door of that Elay, I love you, bro. How you doing? It's like it's love, and from that point on, it's always love. Yeah, it's always love, bro. And that's the culture that we need to spread. Definitely, love will set us free, bro. If I love my brother, I don't want no harm to happen to him. Yes, you know what I'm saying? That's what we need to start building in our children. Yes. Love. Yeah, people gonna do what they're gonna do because it's just instilled in them, and it's not an excuse. Yes. Tell them about their motherfucking self. That shit dead.
But you still show them love.
You still show them love.
You still show them love. We were just talking about that, and she's heavy in the church, and she was like, "A pastor can do whatever, no matter what a pastor doing." That's another thing too. Y'all hold these pastors to a higher pedestal than that you should hold them, because we are all still human at the end of the day. But even for my auntie, it's how she said to me, as long as she's been in church, regardless of what that pastor doing, if he's speaking the word and the word is the truth, you should judge him by that. What he got going on personally ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to do with you. That's between him and God. And if anything, you pray for him. You deal with him. And that's another reason too why we need to start having these conversations. Man, when I notice certain things that my parents do, I sit down. I had an uncomfortable situation like, Mom, what happened? Back then. What's this about? Because you never know. A lot of times our parents, they fall short because they're trying to heal from things, trying to raise us. And we neglect them by thinking that, oh, you my mom, you supposed to do this. You my daddy, you supposed to do this. But dang, sometimes it's about that for each other.
Yeah, it comes a time in life you got to parent the parents too.
Yeah, you got to parent.
Because I think we're in a generation where we are parenting the parents or whatever, because it's like we're being exposed to more. So it's like
more knowledge.
Huh?
I say, yeah, we taking in. We got to think how we be on. Most people spend all day on social media or even just catching the news and stuff. We be putting our parents up on new stuff they never heard of, man.
Exactly.
My mom, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I be telling Ia stuff. She be like, man, I did not know that. Like, but they love to learn, though,
yeah,
bro.
they do, man.
They love to learn, and it's coming from you.
Yeah,
that's what they love about it the most.
Yeah.
When your people know, no matter what you're doing, I feel like if your people know you out there learning and taking stuff in, you come and tell them, they shouldn't have no problem with it.
Yeah,
because now you spreading it to your family.
Yes,
it says that every so many years, your ancestors elect someone in their lineage to be a medium between the ancestors and the physical.
Yes,
that means that don't mean like, oh, you getting a message from your auntie and then you go tell your mom. That means you bring your people to somewhere where they need to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have been chosen to make that change for your people.
Yes.
Because everybody not gonna do it.
Yes.
And then I know my people, they stubborn.
Yes.
They not
mine too, boy.
they not gonna do nothing until I make moves and I do it myself. Then I come back and show them what I done for myself.
Yes, and that's very important, man. One thing I feel like we need to have, and I feel like that was one of the things that I was appointed to do here, and that's one thing I'm putting together for my family now, is we're gonna get together and we're gonna just have a day. And what I am calling it personally is just a day of healing. Yeah. And I feel like every family, especially the Black family, we need to have days of healing. I don't care who you beefing with. Y'all just had a conversation. I'm not saying you have to deal with one thing too. Stop feeling like you just because you family, you got to deal with them. I can love you and I can deal with you.
I done cut off family. I done cut off cousins because I don't need that negative energy.
Yes, free will.
I work too hard on my energy for anyone to take that away. Like I done cut off cousins. Okay.
Yeah, and that's true, man. I was just watching the sister TikTok, and one thing she said is when we allow certain people that do certain things to us and we continue to allow them, you're neglecting your own soul. You bringing grief to your own soul, and I refuse to neglect me now. Like I said, once you know something, you are held accountable for.
You got to slide about your peace.
You got to about your peace. You see people on social media crying about relationships and family breaking up, but you knew what they was. Yeah. You agreed to it. So I'm not feeling. One thing I learned now, I ain't feeling bad for nobody no more for to put themselves in situations they knew what was going on.
Facts.
I ain't feeling no more. I can pray for you and live, and I'd even give you advice because I love you. But at the same time, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you when you knew what was going on from jump. We got to start holding ourselves accountable for a lot of things, and that repeats, especially when it comes to these relationships, man. It repeats a lot of stuff, and y'all got to realize that y'all kids watching it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your kids watching it. People think, oh, man, these kids are way more than you think.
What you
way more. They grasp everything. When I tell you,
my daughter give me the rundown like Channel 3 News.
What? My nephew like that. My nephew will come back and say something to me, and I'd be like, boy, where did you hear that from?
Where you hear that from?
And then children so real, they gonna tell you.
They gonna tell you the truth.
Grown folks so scared, they ain't gonna say nothing. Cheering. Oh, Uncle Ed said, Uncle Charles said, Mama said. They gonna say Mama said. They not gonna approach you like grown folks. Well, I heard. Well, where you heard that shit? Yeah, a child gonna give it to you.
My 6-year-old niece told me, she was like, TT, we be cussing. I said, who be cussing? I'm just, I was like, who be cussing? She said, we all be cussing, TT. I said, oh, y'all can get a whip, but them kids will tell you the truth. Like, she was 6 years old, said, we all be cussing TT. She was like, I will tell you what I said, but you may whoop me. Yes, you're right. You better not say it around me, little girl. Like,
How
nah.
smart it is. You know, it's a
They know it's
consequence
wrong.
in that.
Yeah, kids know it's wrong. I was playing a game with my nephew. We was playing Mortal Kombat, and he died. And he started, but then we played again, and he doing all kind of like he doing this to the controller. Now he just rubbing all kind of stuff. And then he died. He said, "Shit, he 4." And then he called me and he said, "Oh man, I want to play again." I said, "Oh no, buddy, what was that 4-letter word that you just used?" But they know better, bro. They know better. That's why now you have to be careful. I teach my nephews all the time. I am not your equal. Yeah. You can't sit up and talk to me, any kind of way with me, any kind of way.
It's a respect.
It's a respect thing. And, like I said before, I think that's another thing that, and that's another topic about this whole thing with these parents trying to be friends with their kids, man. It's just not what's up right now. But the media encourage it. And then now you get the kids, and I ain't saying y'all if you club with your parents, cool. One thing about me though, if I see my mama up in the club,
I'm out.
She out. Ain't no, I'm out. I'm young.
Oh, no,
she gotta get out.
Bro, you like to go to the old folks shit.
Oh yeah, I like to go to the hole in the wall.
You can't even be mad at your mom
because I be wanting to pat my foot. But see, my mom, she don't like the blues. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that like the blues, man. I don't know. I done been here a few times before. I think I done been here. Honestly, I feel spiritually I'm older than my mom and my dad.
Sunshine said, "Can we talk about the village?"
Yes, the village, man, and that's another thing too. That's why generational curses repeat. It's because now everybody's so sensitive. Don't talk to my child. Don't say this to my child.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, man, we grew up in a 10-yard. We went around the corner. We had everybody. Everybody knew somebody. If we were cussing, cousin Liz, we didn't know she was sitting. She could hear us, but she's sitting on the porch. She calling my great grandma around the corner. Hey, they around. So we get up in the yard. Now, what y'all was around there doing? What y'all on that? Or if it got too serious, they gonna come off the porch and correct us themselves. And we knew it wasn't out of ill, but they had no ill feelings towards us. We was children and they was trying to teach us the right way.
But you know why it's not like that no more? Because family value is not the same.
In fact,
you got beef in the family.
Yeah.
So the children are not getting treated appropriately.
Yeah.
So like the new village is, and I'm breaking down like this. So say you with a girl, y'all having a baby. The village becomes you, her, and those children.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who help in that village should be the grandparents, the aunt, aunts, and uncles. But it don't work like that. So now you have to build your own little village, and you got to move like that. Yeah. It's way different times, bro.
But what made us have to get to that point? Though?
Hate. We hate each other.
Hey, and I think to agree, I was just having a conversation, which I had before about Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Mm-hmm. And we like to blame Tulsa, Oklahoma going down was not 100% white people's fault.
Oh, because how they get in that motherfucker?
That was exactly, and that was also the fault of Negro folk. Felt like I'm so privileged that now I can go shop in Sears. I would rather go spend my money at Sears than go to spend my money still in my own community. That is what brought the community down. Is people going to outside sources, man. Honestly, me, like got on now is black owned. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather go to somebody black owned because we got some really, really good designers out there. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather go to somebody black owned and spend my money so we can close that wealth gap within our communities, and we won't be the ones behind all the time, man. Start wearing your own people stuff.
I'm the big black. I swear, I always shop black on. Like everybody, y'all see I post. Anybody I post, it be black on everything.
And because even earlier, I was looking at T-Pain said that he felt like there should be no Black History Month. And when I say this, everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. That's as an adult and as an individual. Period. It ain't about being an adult. As an individual, you will have a right to your own opinion. But at the same time, I feel like as Black people, we be wanting to be accepted so bad. Everybody ain't like us though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I know it's certain people who won't even talk to me on Facebook because they feel like, oh well, like my homeboy, his was soon to be his wife, she is Asian and white. He's black. He feel like I am racist. To me, I'm gonna tell you this: Black people cannot be racist. We could be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist because we do not hold power to be racist. Let's clear the air with that right now. One thing,
tell them why though. Yeah, because no race have been through what our race have
Exactly. And you know one thing, what kills me, what black people like to say is, oh, well, the Irish were slaves too. The Irish were indentured servants. Yeah. Now, there's a difference.
They earned their freedom eventually.
Yeah, there's a difference. Okay. And even when it comes to and one thing I'm trying really hard to even do my history when it comes to my Native American history, but sometimes being Native American is not the best thing to be proud of, because Native Americans had black slaves, and then we also had black people who had black slaves.
See, those were prisoners of war. War is something that
I was going to break down into that.
War is something that will never be able to. It's inevitable.
Yes.
War brings change. Change needs to happen.
Yes.
So when we was in Africa, we took these people to our village after they were prisoners of war. They earned their freedom, bro.
Yes.
They weren't just beat and killed. The slavery for the black people was the worst. We was beat. We were mistreated. We were taken away from our home and put in a place we had never been before, and spoken to in a language that we don't even know.
We don't even know. And then people now have nerve to tell you don't know how to speak proper English, because proper English isn't my native tongue.
Exactly.
So how do you to be able to, that, like when brother said earlier, when we get around our people, we know how to talk like our people. We understand each other. It ain't about the outside society. We know what we talking about.
It's crazy Sunshine say that. She said some Indians didn't want to be looked at as blacks.
Exactly.
But you gotta think about it. Black wasn't in until recently. It's just becoming a thing for everybody to want to be black and proud. It was in the 60s, of course, but like it got washed down so bad that people was not happy. People didn't want to be black. Now white people want to be black. Spanish people want to be. Everybody want to be black.
And I think that also comes from fear, because one thing about it, they will not. If you look like a messiah, they're gonna take you out. Okay, so when you get to the 60s, we had Malcolm X, we had Martin Luther King, we had Medgar Evers, we had people doing the thing. I'm gonna go with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King right now, because they were assassinated, so they took them out. So that's going to impose fear on people. So then you get my great grandma, she's 94 years old, from Birmingham, Alabama. My great grandma has told us stories of a story before of the Klan coming on her street and hanging a man on a tree and standing at the hill. And her mama, they so scared, they didn't have electricity. This is in the 1930s. She blow out all the candles. And my grandma said her sister, because they built the houses higher, especially in Birmingham, so they crawled under the house to peek down the street to see what was going on. But they wanted to go down when they did the marches and stuff, when the little girls got bombed at the church in Birmingham. Mm-hmm. They wanted to go do the marches. That's how my great grandmother had moved here. They ran from Alabama. And some of my cousins went down to go march. And my great grandma, who was still living at the time, she was furious. Y'all go down there and them people gonna kill you. They gonna do this. And that is what it invoked, fear. So we always went through an era, even in the 80s. I'm black and I'm proud. Then they put drugs in our neighborhoods to bring us down again. So people just got out of it.
Indirect racism.
Now they do music.
Oppression. Oppression.
Now they use it through music. They put it in music, make people want to pop pills. Television,
kill each other, kill all your black men, kill the ops.
Yeah, it's cool to kill somebody.
It's cool to have ops.
Yeah, it's cool to. Who wants to have enemies? Why would I want to live out with one of somebody to take me out?
I gotta ride with a stick here while so I'm
the
not
promotion
feeling
of the discretion of black people.
Cool,
it's just been a discussion of black people, like continuous. There's different cycles of getting rid of us. Now that we doing it to ourselves, we more than ever to ourselves.
They're making it worse in the act of oppressing us. They actually made it worse on themselves though, by segregating us with white people. When in America we are the dominant gene, so our culture will grow. They won't grow. Eventually, there won't be no white people if they keep going how they going. You know what I'm saying? That was the problem in the beginning.
Did you see the poll did you see the poll where the white people population is decreasing due to the mixed racing?
Yeah. But it's been like that. Let me tell you how they got a step ahead of us. What they did was they allow immigrants, which they're doing now. They allow immigrants to come, and they put on paper that the immigrants are European or white, and they don't be. So that's going to take their numbers up. They even try to do with us sometimes, you know, even when I look at some of my grandparents' paperwork from back in the day, they were listed as mulatto.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm on Clubhouse quite often, so I be in different groups.
Yeah.
And I got on there one day. It was this Canadian lady on there. To me, she was white, but she was like, "I'm not no cracker. I'm not white. I'm not none of that." She was like, "I'm what she said she was. I'm Russian, but my she went back to her roots. She was like, I'm Russian and my mom's a Canadian, but they, you know, Canadians, there's just now being people who was born in Canada. They call them a certain thing, like they native to
Arcadian.
Canada.
I think they're Arcadian or something
I'm
like
not
that.
sure the name
Yeah.
for them, but when you ask somebody from Canada where they from, they tell you like, oh, I'm from this part of Africa, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Oyo, I'm from this place. They never say, oh, I'm from Canada. They know their culture, they know who they are as people, they know where their family lineage come from.
Yeah.
Like we don't have that.
Yeah.
Like I could tell you my great-great-grandmother was an Indian. I could see that, but every black person probably could.
Yeah, my great-great-grandma was a Indian as well, like on my dad's side. I'm finding out all the time.
My great-great-great-grandmother was
I like to tell people I'm native to America. I was born here, and if I could, I have a big ass state in this motherfucker because I feel like my family deserve that. I feel like my people deserve a part of this motherfucker. We should split this bitch in half.
Everything.
I want to hit on Sis comment real quick. Saying, but truth be, no, it's after the club. We talk how we want to. Yeah. But truth be told, black sold black into slavery as well. Now let me get on the history of that. That's when we get into prisoners. Yeah. Okay, when blacks sold black into slavery from Africa, they did not know that what was going on here was going on here. Let me tell you something. How those and I think it was Portugal who really was documented starting it off, and at the Asians who started off with
Arabs
slavery
too, bro.
Yeah, the Arabic. They would come and act like, oh, we making trades, or okay, well, y'all prisoners, we need workers for this, and we finna go do this, we go this. They did not know what was going on. Then they had weapons that we didn't have, and so they had weapons that we didn't have. They put fear into certain. For one thing, what they did was they made them convert into their religion. Religion produced fear.
Christianity crusades.
And Muslims. The Muslims were just as bad as the Christians. They put fear into our communities. And so then when you strip people of their knowledge of who they really are, and because we come from a people that we didn't fear death because we knew that there was a continuance. Like our souls, we are energy, and we all know we was taught in science that energy never dies. We knew that. We knew that from jump. But if you would put fear into people, it's going to strip their culture, and they didn't know what was really going on. So they come over here and they bringing people over here, and we didn't really know much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? We had to learn a whole nother system. And fortunately, shout out to our ancestors and everybody else's ancestors who took the initiative to become educators in a whole nother culture to teach our people how to catch up, you know, certain things to the doctors which shout out to the witch doctors on the plantation from back in the day, who the master would go to Big Mom, hey, I need this done. They don't want to talk about that, but then to go back and say, oh, you do witchcraft. Now they have our own people thinking that anything to do with African culture is witchcraft, but you could take your ass, like me and I was saying, you could take your ass down to the nail salon and get your nails did while they have Buddha and they ancestors on doing the same shit that they got from us.
They only fuck black people because we black.
Yep.
Like
this is everywhere.
You won't say nothing to no other race about what they doing, what they practicing, what they believe in. Yeah. It all evolves around to us. I'm just a person of color, and this is what's working for me.
Yeah.
And you got a problem. Yeah. You follow the laws and the guides of your religion, especially Christians, then you shouldn't be judging anyway.
You shouldn't be judging. You shouldn't judge anyway. And the thing is with judging, it's okay to have an opinion. But when you condemn somebody with your opinion, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? You could tell people you feel like what's right. You could feel people that you know what's right and do it that way.
That's that wine.
Yeah, that's that wine. and do it. And, you know, you can tell people how you want to, but you should always tell people in love. With love, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should never condemn nobody, man, because we got to do better as a community, and that's why we are always repeating. we always repeating this cycle over and over and over again of generational. My brother said stop calling generational curses. We're going to call it low vibrational energies that we keep bringing on into our cultures.
But see, I gotta say something though.
Yeah.
You know, you can have curses put on your family before you were born. It's people that do work like that.
Oh yeah,
it could be a curse.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
got a cousin who found out that someone put work on her mom because they didn't like her mom and she was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
So instead of her mama really getting the shitty end of the curse, they were born into the curse. They know nothing about it.
You know, if you watch some movies, bro, I forgot which particular movie I seen, but it was like somebody stole something from a witch, and it was like your children will suffer. Their children will suffer. The children of your children will suffer. And I was like, dang, that's a.
Was that Eased by You?
It may have been
when what's her name went and stole from the little lady at the little flea market.
Man, what she put a real deal curse on that lady, man. That stuff that they put into the universe, and when it comes back, it really come back, man.
It really back, and it might not get to you, but it might go to the generation.
It may skip you and hit your kids, man.
Yeah, so that's why you always have to be mindful.
It was hoes when he stole from Madame Zeroni.
Okay, yeah, hoes. You're right. Yeah. And even with Canadian, that's another thing too. I want to hit on a fun fact. I found out, which I always knew it was a difference between Cajun and Creole. I found out Cajun that started from people who were from Canada that lived down in the South, and that's where you get that little Cajun accent from, which is different from kind of a Creole accent. But you know, a lot of Black people. I used to work in Mobile, and they used to say, "Oh, we got a lot of Cajun." We had a lot of people from Mississippi that worked with us, and they used to say, "Oh, they ain't white, they Black, they Cajun. You sound like a fucking fool. They are Cajun, and Cajuns are not Black. Yeah. Creoles had Black in them, but shit, even the original Creoles are not gone. Everybody now are of Creole descent. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, even with that, my sister, she's Creole descent. She loves the show all the time. Like, oh yeah, that's why I'm hat like this because I'm Creole. But my sister, and if you get into the history of real Creoles, a lot of what they call fast-skinned Creoles did not like dark-skinned Black people.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where you get the whole brown bag rule and all kind of stuff like that. But yeah, man, we got to definitely start doing better as a culture, man. Start loving each other more and start having these conversations within our homes about why certain things are transpiring, and so our people can heal. And that's the thing. Now we got to heal. We got to heal. Ain't no point of holding on to nothing because we can't change it now. It's already done.
It's already been done.
It's already been done. So we definitely got to start. I really appreciate y'all for checking in with us tonight. Make sure we got a couple of events that I'm gonna put up here. Make sure y'all check out. Quick. Oh yeah, make sure y'all. Oh yeah. Okay. Text Bay.
All right, Text Bay.
Hey,
what they say?
Make Bay blush, Bay shout out, or song request on the radio. So if you want to get a song request, shout out on the radio, whatever, make sure y'all text Bay to 1-833-548.
That sound like that Key Sweat.
I thought it was gonna let me get a Bay or something. Dang, I was waiting on a Bay.
Yeah, make sure y'all get that. Y'all want to text y'all little bays or whatever and have them, do whatever. And it's gonna air on Valentine's Day. The deadline is on the 7th. So make sure y'all get on it tonight if y'all gonna put it out there. And if y'all don't know the information and y'all need the information again, make sure y'all hit me up, DM me, and I'll definitely send this flyer over to you. Another thing we got coming up, which I don't know if I'm. Oh, okay. We got the Mardi Gras Bash. I was actually supposed to be hosting this one, but I'm not. And we got my girl. This is my girl right here.
That's our guy.
That's my girl right there. We got my girl. We got we got the hog first. Let's do Pensacola shout outs first. We got the hog up on there.
That's one of our guy brothers.
Yeah, we got Jay Fitz. And we got Kenny at the bottom, 2 performers at the bottom. Kenny gonna be down here, and then we got Ida Lee, my girl Ida Lee, in the building. That's gonna be with Exposure Show Band, which is my homegirls, my sister show band. I'm happy about that. And that's gonna be on 3300 North Pace Boulevard at Camelot Event Center. So that's a pretty good space. And the event started at 10 o'clock, man. Doors open at 9 o'clock. Make sure y'all come to the building, man, and hear some really good R&B. Well, we gotta have some anything because you got the hog there. We already know the hog made hits.
Baby.
Yeah. So we got the hog there. We got Jay Fitz, and then like I said, Ida Lee and Kenny, they made really good music too. So make sure y'all check that out. And like I said again, too, if y'all need that information, make sure y'all hit me up. My sister Shay, man, she got a podcast. I'm gonna let her tell y'all something about her podcast.
Oh man. So I do have a podcast. I haven't been as active this year as I have been the previous year. But I am working to get that back, rolling. But my podcast is the Women's Therapy, The Talk. And what we like to do, it's a guest. We always have like a male guest because we have like 3 women. So we always try to have a male guest just to get their perspective on different situations, relationships and stuff for the most part. Like that's what we really focus on, to try to bridge that gap with like understanding each other, like what goes through a man's mind versus ours or whatever. But the name of my podcast is the Women's Therapy, The Talk. If you on Facebook, you can, it's on my Facebook page or whatever if you want to follow. But we will be releasing more episodes soon. We got some good guests that's actually, that we're shooting with. So I'm excited. I just be having so much going on. So I'm just trying to work all that in there. But yes, it's called Women Therapy to Talk. We talk about all type of stuff, but majority just relationships, just trying to get us men and women on the same page so we can have some better, Black love or representation and stuff going on. So
I see. Dope. And then too with your working out, man. Where can they find that information at?
Oh yeah, so I do have my own fitness business. It is Black and Fitness. It's BLAQKIN Fitness. So I do personal training. I do online and in person. But if you're in Florida, it's of course online or whatever. But yeah, I'm a fitness trainer. So if you guys follow me on Facebook, blackandfitness.com, or just my personal page, Shawana Fisher, which my name is up there. You can get that. You can get all my businesses on my page from just my Facebook. So, but yeah. If y'all want to get fit with Shay, fine with Shay, all that body by Shay, I do all those. Every last slogan.
Wine with Shay.
It's everything with Shay. It just ends with Shay. So.
Oh man, I appreciate you. For coming in with me tonight, sis. Then we got my brother Soto.
Yeah. I got an event coming up in Mobile. It's an African Day party.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a white and African Italian. So if you wanna, it'll be a Club Lure. We'll be releasing flyers in the next couple of weeks. And if you're familiar with Clubhouse, we do classes on there, just Ifa Orisha talk and spirituality period and conversations. And that's pretty much all I got going right now.
Yeah, man. It's very his talks that they do on Clubhouse are very educational. You do not have to be of the same walk, but just to come get the education and hear it not only from him, but from other brothers and sisters that are some not really in the culture, come to learn. I always feel like I was telling my sis that I had my little bitch. It's always best to be educated on different backgrounds of people because it makes you understand more. And once you understand people more, you are closer to, I feel like it makes you more godly because it makes you more understanding and it makes you know how to deal with people. So definitely, man, make sure y'all check him out. And like I said, if y'all need anything, information on how to get in touch with him, definitely hit me up, DM me, and I'll definitely send that information over to y'all. Or matter of fact, I can tell you too how to find him.
You can find us as Isoto Balewa. My Facebook is long. I post different stuff on Instagram. And my spiritual messages come on Snapchat, and I post my name in the comments on here.
I was like, I ain't even know your real name. That's crazy. I ain't know your real name. I ain't know you had Snapchat. See, oh man, you ain't my brother. Obviously, clearly.
No, this is really my first year focusing on like teaching and spreading what I'm usually kind of.
Don't make no excuses, no.
Yeah, don't let me get any excuses.
Definitely. So, like I said, man, I'm about to put his name down there.
Hold on, no, my snap name different.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you for it. I'm gonna DM you for it.
That's the Clubhouse. Yeah.
Like I said, man, make sure y'all. I might get on Clubhouse later. It was a couple of people I know that wanted to talk about this thing because I had so many people hitting me up. Was like, you should have had me on. You should have had me on. These people I don't know from a man on the moon.
But did you reach out to them? My thing is, you reach out to them, then they not
Clubhouse, man.
Yeah, that be it. People will hit me up, be like, "Oh, I want to come to your show," and I hit them up like, "Hey, look, I got a show talking about this. You want to come in? Okay, cool." And I've had 2 people be like, "Okay, cool." And the day of, they get ghosts. I don't hear nothing.
Exactly.
And other people be like, "Oh, why you ain't asked me?" But the thing is, when you were always dealing with that, it's just that you be very mindful about who you even ask.
Exactly, facts. Because it's just like
I'm gonna post his Snapchat.
That's what
up in there too.
Do my little prayers and stuff here.
Yeah, he do his prayers and everything on Snapchat. So make sure y'all check him out. Make sure y'all check him out there too. And like I said, I hope everybody have a safe night tonight. Make sure y'all always showing love. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all get rid of, put it back on there. Make sure y'all get rid of those friends and family members that's holding you back from your elevation.
Bye-bye.
Stop making excuses because some people never change. No matter how hard you love them or how deep you love them, they ain't gonna never change.
You can always love them from a distance, okay? It's okay with loving them from a distance.
Yes. Always, man. And never be afraid to educate yourself on different things. Because this the time, man, as we see, man, it's so much stuff the government is showing us right now. It's so much stuff going on right now, man, that is crazy. And I feel like if you don't believe that there's attack right now, it's so much stuff going on. It ain't even about race no more.
Anybody can get it.
Race no more. It's about your pockets, and then it's about your mental. It's about what are you gonna believe and what are you gonna do once you realize, it's crazy that COVID is dividing families. I was watching a video of a lady telling her grandsons they couldn't come in her house until they get vaccinated. And it was people on there. Yeah, you gotta respect granny. That's granny. Bullshit. If you don't want to get one thing about this, do what you feel you comfortable with. If you want to get vaccinated, don't make nobody make you feel bad for getting vaccinated. Do what you feel. If you don't want to get vaccinated, don't make nobody make you feel bad for not getting vaccinated. And that's just what it's gonna be. But like I said, I pray that and I ask God that everybody have a safe night tonight and a safe week, man. Make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekend. No drinking and driving.
No
Before
speeding.
we end real quick, Isoto, is it _1991?
Yeah, it's _1991.
Yeah, you didn't put that there. That's what I was getting at. Because I just added someone that wasn't you. Okay.
It's now. You got to put the underscore in now.
_1991 people. It's 1991.
Yeah, please. I'm gonna post it in there again, y'all.
Like you got me adding people to my Snapchat that it ain't you. Like what?
But that could be a customer though, sis. That could be another customer.
No, I'm straight. No, not on my Snapchat. Not on my Snapchat. Okay.
He said he just added you back. Yeah. So okay. So I'll be posting that up in here again as soon as we get out. Yeah. Make sure y'all check and comment, and make sure y'all share the G Spot podcast, man. We're gonna be doing some really big things, and make sure y'all be looking for us. Like he said, Mobile. We bringing the culture to Mobile, Alabama, Lord, downtown Mobile like that.
And we trying to we also trying to put together a
ancestor.
We're not say too much about it. We trying to work on.
Yeah, bring it to the culture, man. We want everybody out there, like I said, regardless of your background, just to come and educate yourself on the culture of the original people of who we come from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you can't love your people and not love or want to know the things that they did to be able to survive. You know what I'm saying? So make sure
you can't know who you are until you know who they were.
Exactly. Because we all, man, I was reading a post about a woman. You look at a woman, and a woman is, you look at her great grandma, because y'all all over the same flesh. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we're gonna have classes on that too, man. But make sure y'all follow my boy, because he really be speaking some real stuff on Clubhouse. Make sure y'all follow my sis, man. You see she got the body right.
Got a six pack.
You see she got
he really a six pack.
Man, you can go buy some yoga pants. Yeah. Hey, but I appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all again next week.
Thank you
Next
for
week,
having me.
I'm gonna be at Sips and Scriptures. That's something new, right? Something real new. So next week, make sure y'all check out our live. We're gonna be at Sips and Scripture, and that's more so for y'all Christian folks, but Christianity with a twang, because it's gonna be a little alcohol there.
But a twang.
It's gonna be something new, and I'll be posting that flyer too. Make sure y'all check that out. Like I said, man, y'all have a good night tonight, and God bless.
Oh, double.